bowl game. Where do we go from here? And we could talk about that recruiting cycle that's getting
Mhm.
ready to pop off in a major way for
Yeah.
Colorado. We've already gotten it started. We saw last week with four big recruits announcing on the television show right now. Nightcap with Ocho and,
Yep.
and Shannon Sharp. How
Yep.
can I forget that? How can you forget that, Ocho? But they announced it, and I'm thinking many more to come
Yeah.
as we saw Julian Lewis champion those four guys to come. How do you think this recruiting cycle is going to look for Coach Prime, starting with National Signing Day on Wednesday?
Well, it's going to look pretty darn good, and we've talked about it before. I mean, we've known all along from the day he got here. A lot of these top recruits have looked at Colorado more so than they would have before. But a lot of times they might not have gone to Colorado because it's like, well, they're not really sure what it's going to look like, and so they go to the safe thing. Like, I'm still going to go to Alabama. I'm still going to pick Oklahoma, whatever. But now they're seeing it like, oh, Colorado wins too. Cool, let's go there. And so
Everybody's watching and they're winning and they look
yes,
good. Ooh.
I mean, you look at those four guys they got on Thanksgiving night, and they're flips from USC.
Yeah.
Flips from where were they? Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Imagine that. If you're Oklahoma State, it's Thanksgiving night, and the next morning you got to play Colorado, and you lose a recruit to Colorado the night before the game. I can't remember. One of them was from Oklahoma. I don't think Oklahoma, but it was Ohio State. It was
Ohio State, the
yeah.
defensive end.
Defensive end. And so, I mean, they were Power 5 flips that they got on Thanksgiving night. And I think there could be more. I mean, we know that Coach Prime is not going to go heavy in the high school recruiting. So I don't imagine there's going to be a ton more, but I think there's probably going to be a few more. I think there's probably some surprises they got up their sleeves before Wednesday signing day.
Yeah, definitely quality over quantity. And I'm looking the same way for the transfer portal.
Yep.
I think it's going to be some guys out there from some major schools that maybe are playing or not playing or didn't get the opportunity that they thought.
Yep.
But still good quality guys, just not in the right system. I want to bring up one guy, well, two guys actually. There's one tight end in the portal. I think he's in there now. Tavion Galloway. He was out of I can't remember exactly where. I think might have been Ohio, but he's out of somewhere in the Midwest. Nice tight end, 6'4.5", 6'5", 240, can run. But the reason why I know him is because he came out while Coach Prime was still at Jackson State, and he was looking at Jackson State. And I remember, covering him on my video and just breaking down his film and seeing if he was going to go to Jackson State. Well, he was very interested to go with Coach Tim Brewster and Coach Prime at that time, but really wanted to go to a bigger school. Now he's transferring out, and I think he still has his eyes on Coach Prime. So he might be a guy to watch along with Big Bear Alexander, who came over from Georgia to USC. He ended up going to USC, really looked at Colorado, him and his family. I think it was his dad. They really consider Colorado, but me personally, not from what I know or heard or anything, I think that he took the NIL route to USC and didn't really work out there. Still got the NIL money. So now he's probably looking to go to a place that he can actually see himself fit in at. He sees what that defensive line is doing, sees Coach Sapp, Coach D. Lou, Coach Dancy, head coach, Coach Prime. You're on national TV every day. I thought I was going to get this at USC.
Yeah.
If he has his head on straight and plays the right role and does what he's supposed to do, I think he could be at Colorado also.
Yeah, I agree with you. And one thing to watch, I think, in this portal cycle is the caliber of player they're going to get in the portal. Yeah. And we saw, I've talked about this before, but like the first year, what were the offensive linemen they got? It was some kind of lower level type of guys, right? And this last year, it was okay. You got some Power 5 starting type guys and some FBS starting type guys. I think we're going to see them get some all conference Power 5 type guys.
I got to hit you with a like
you did. Yeah, you watch. I think they're going to get
higher.
I think they're going to get a higher caliber of offensive lineman in this cycle. The other thing I'm looking for, and again, this is just my opinion. I don't have insight on this, but the running back route. Okay, they've gone with guys that again are I love Isaiah Augustive, but he was a backup at Arkansas, right? Dallin Hayden was a backup at Ohio State. What I think they need to get, and what I think they're going to get, they need somebody that's proven. Watch him go get 1,000-yard rusher, a guy that's all conference somewhere at the FBS level, and maybe a guy that was just here on Friday.
Let's see. I was thinking about that. Now, wait a minute. Let's say, because I posted a picture saying, I wonder what Shedeur is saying to Ollie Gordon here.
Yeah.
If I'm Ollie Gordon, you asked me what I thought earlier about, being down and being a player. If I'm Ollie Gordon, if I'm a player of his caliber who had his stats last year and this year, why come back for another season?
Well, because maybe
he's a junior, right?
Yeah, but I think that, he didn't have nearly as good of a year. He might need to prove himself again. And
that might be a little bit different, I think, for running backs. I could be wrong.
It could
be wrong, but I think running backs can be a position where you can evaluate as a scout and say, and you don't have to say he has to have 1,000 yards or he has to have this many. You can see that. You don't need 300 carries to scout a running back, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think, who his roommate was at Oklahoma State?
Was it DJ?
It was DJ McKinney.
Easy.
So I'm just saying, I don't know if it's going to be Ollie Gordon or not. I think they need to, and I think they will go get a running back that has proven it. And they almost got it last year. Remember they had that kid committed for a little bit, Rashad Amos. Was it from Miami of Ohio or Ball
Miami
State?
of Ohio? Was it? Yep. Oh, yep. Up there. Did he end up going to Ole Miss?
Yeah, maybe it was Ole Miss. I can't remember where he went, but they almost had that last year. You watch. I think they're going to get somebody that's an all-conference 1,000-yard rusher type at the FBS level this year.
I think that'll be a huge get. We already have Big Smitty back there. Because the offensive line coming in,
you've got to surround Juju or whoever the next quarterback is. We think it's going to be Juju. You got to surround him with more than even you did with Shedeur, because Juju does not, as good as we think he's going to be, he does not have Shadeur's tools yet. And so you guys
let me say this too, because you mentioned Rashad Amos being 1,000-yard back before going to where did he go to Ole Miss? It was
Ole Miss, yeah.
So he went to South Carolina first, 18 carries, 99 yards as a freshman, 2 carries, 7 yards as a sophomore. Then he went to Miami of Ohio, 210 carries, 1,000 yards, 5.1 yards a carry, 13 TDs. Transfer to Ole Miss, not Colorado. 9 carries, 75 yards, 0 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That has to hurt, dog.
I wonder how often he was watching Colorado this year and thinking, oh, my goodness, what did I do?
If Alabama players were open enough to say, yes, we watch Colorado, especially if they're playing later and we play earlier, yes, we definitely going to watch Colorado. So I think anybody else, they're open to, and they're not big enough to be watching Colorado. And I definitely think they have. And looking at, what could have been if I had gone there. So I think you're spot on with that. We should see big time rusher come. I think we'll see a lot of big time defenders come. Yeah. Also, like I said, you see what Coach Sapp and them is doing on defense. You also see, though, what those defensive backs are doing, what Preston Hodge did with Coach Rob Livingston back there and Coach Kevin Mathis. So many places on this team, if you're a player, you look and say, I could fit in right there, or I could do that, or I think I'm better than Sam Okunlola as a pass rusher. So, it's a lot of those situations like that. So I think, we'll see that huge improvement in the portal this year, like you said.
Yeah, and the one thing that's exciting about this season for Colorado, and there is that disappointment, I know, of not making the Big 12 title game, but what's so impactful about what they did is, as long as Coach Prime stays, what this did was lay a foundation for the future. And I know a lot of fans are like, man, what's it going to look like without Travis and without Shedeur? And yeah, it might take a little bit of a dip, but they're going to start getting better players because of it. And that's what happens when you win.
Yep. You get more guys who can come in and actually help you right now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Rather than getting a handful here and there, you're getting 2 handfuls now coming in.
Yeah.
And your cup is runneth over with talent.
And look, and if you're a player looking at it now, there's more room in the spotlight now with Travis and Shedeur. And Shiloh as well. And so there's an opportunity. You knew coming in this year, like, okay, that's their team.
Right.
But if you're a transfer now, you can come in and say, no, that's going to be my team.
There you go.
And I can be the star. And so,
well, there you go.
There's some room in the spotlight, and I think that's going to be one to watch this winter. Is what guys want to be in the spotlight here?
Well, you hit it on the head right there. So I think that's what's going to be attracting new talent to Colorado. They see Juju Lewis. Oh, he got the Shedeur spotlight.
Yeah,
he needs a Travis.
Right.
He needs me. He needs a whatever I can provide. And that spotlight is there open for you. Coach Prime is going to put it on you, like he said. It's going to show you, where you're good at, but it's also going to show you those blemishes. So you got to be on top of your game. Come in with your head on straight and do what you're supposed to do, and then you'll get that shine. So
that's right.
We'll wait until we see that. We got a press conference tomorrow, right, with Coach Prime?
No, nothing this week with no game. So it's off week for them, other than Wednesday obviously is signing day, and Coach Prime's never done a signing day press conference, so I don't think there won't be one this week. So, but it's still going to be a big Wednesday for the Buffs.
They'll believe it.
And then
believe it.
Before we come back next week, there's not only the signing day, there's the bowl selection will be on Sunday. The Heisman, finalists are announced next Monday. So yeah, there's a lot going on in the next week, even though the Buffs are off.
All right. Well, you guys make sure y'all tune in with us next week right here on the Bleacher Report app, BR Creators app. Tune in. Make sure you follow on Twitter also. It's right there above Brian's head, and you can find us right here and right there. All right. Big Dog Chico, Brian Howell. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe, comment, all the other good stuff. Follow us online. We'll be back with more with next week. We'll be back. Let me say it right. We'll be back next week with more.
There you go.
Is that right? All right.
I got it. Yeah,
we appreciate you guys. Y'all hit the like, subscribe, comment, all the other good stuff. We're going to be up and about here. Peace in the Middle East. Yeah.